Welcome to the Vector Academy. School of Computing. All about competitive programming competitions. ICPC, Google Code Jam, Facebook Hacker Cup, Prologin and many more. In a programming competition, the candidates must solve several problems in a fixed time. The problems are often variants of classic problems, dressed up with a short story. The inputs to the problems are called instances. An instance can be, for example, the adjacency matrix of a graph for a shortest path problem. In general, a small example of an instance is provided, along with its solution. The source code of a solution can be uploaded to a server via a web interface, where it is compiled and tested against instances hidden from the public. For some problems the code is called for each instance, whereas for others the input begins with an integer indicating the number of instances occurring in the input. In the latter case, the program must then loop over each instance, solve it and display the results. A submission is accepted if it gives correct results in a limited time, on the order of a few seconds. Some of the most important programming competitions. ICPC, International Collegiate Programming Contest. The oldest of these competitions was founded by the Association for Computing Machinery in 1977 and supported by them up until 2017. This contest is organized in the form of a tournament. The starting point is one of the regional competitions, such as the Southwest European Regional Contest, SWERC, where the two best teams qualify for the worldwide final. The particularity of this contest is that each three-person team has only a single computer at their disposal. They have only 5 hours to solve a maximum number of problems among the 10 proposed. The first ranking criterion is the number of submitted solutions accepted, tested successfully against a set of unknown instances. The next criterion is the sum over the submitted problems of the time between the start of the contest and the moment of the accepted submission. For each erroneous submission, a penalty of 20 minutes is added. There are several competing theories on what the ideal composition of a team is. In general, a good programmer and someone familiar with algorithms is required, along with a specialist in different domains such as graph theory, dynamic programming. And, of course, the team members need to get along together, even in stressful situations. For the contest, each team can bring 25 pages of reference code printed in an 8-point font. They can also access the online documentation of the Java API and the C++ standard library. Google Code Jam. In contrast with the ICPC contest, which is limited to students up to a master's level, the Google Code Jam is open to everyone. This more recent annual competition is for individual contestants. Each problem comes in general with a deck of small instances whose resolution wins a few points, and a set of enormous instances for which it is truly important to find a solution with the appropriate algorithmic complexity. The contestants are informed of the acceptance of their solution for the large instances only at the end of the contest. However, its true strong point is the possibility to access the solutions submitted by all of the participants, which is extremely instructive. Facebook Hacker Cup. This competition is of a similar nature. Prologin. The French association Prologin organizes each year a competition targeted at students up to 20 years old. Their capability to solve algorithmic problems is put to test in 3 stages. An online selection, then regional competitions and concluding with a national final. The final is atypically an endurance test of 36 hours, during which the participants are confronted with a problem in artificial intelligence. Each candidate must program a champion to play a game whose rules are defined by the organizers. At the end of the day, the champions are thrown in the ring against each other in a tournament to determine the final winner. The website prologin.org includes complete archives of past problems, with the ability to submit algorithms online to test the solutions. France-IOI. Each year, the organization France-IOI prepares junior and senior high school students for the International Olympiad in Informatics. Since 2011, they have organized the Castor Informatic competition, addressed to students from grade 4 to grade 12, 675,000 participants in 2018. Their website France-IOI.org hosts a large number of algorithmic problems, more than 1,000. Numerous programming contests organized with the goal of selecting candidates for job offers also exist. The website www.topcoder.com, for example, also includes tutorials on algorithms, often very well written. For training, we particularly recommend codeforces.com, a well-respected website in the community of programming competitions, as it proposes clear and well-prepared problems. Training sites. A number of websites propose problems taken from the annals of competitions, with the possibility to test solutions as a training exercise. This is notably the case for Google Code Jam and Prologin, in French. The collections of the annals of the ICPC contests can be found in various locations. Traditional online judges. The following sites contain, among others, many problems derived from the ICPC contests. uva.onlinejudge.org. ICPC Archive. icpcarchive.ecs.baylor.edu, Live Archive. OnlineJudge.org. Chinese online judges. Several training sites now exist in China. They tend to have a purer and more refined interface than the traditional judges. Nevertheless, sporadic failures have been observed. poj.org. acm.zju.edu.cn. Modern online judges. spoj.com. open.catis.com. acm.zju.edu.cn. Other sites. codechef.com. codelity.com. code.google.com/codejam. prologin.org. cs.stanford.edu/group/acm. The site trialgo.org contains links to all of these problems. The languages used for programming competitions are principally C++ and Java. The SPOJ Judge also accepts Python, while the Google Code Jam contest accepts many of the most common languages. To compensate for the differences in execution speed due to the choice of language, the online judges generally adapt the time limit to the language used. However, this adaptation is not always done carefully, and it is sometimes difficult to have a solution in Python accepted, even if it is correctly written. We hope that this situation will be improved in the years to come. Also, certain judges work with an ancient version of Java, in which such useful classes as scanner are not available. Responses of the judges. When some code for a problem is submitted to an online judge, it is evaluated via a set of private tests and a particularly succinct response is returned. The principal response codes are the following. Accepted. Your program provides the correct output in the allotted time. Congratulations. Presentation error. Your program is almost accepted, but the output contains extraneous or missing blanks or end of lines. This message occurs rarely. Compilation error. The compilation of your program generates errors. Often, clicking on this message will provide the nature of the error. Be sure to compare the version of the compiler used by the judge with your own. Wrong answer. Re-read the problem statement. A detail must have been overlooked. Are you sure you have tested all the limit cases? Might you have left debugging statements in your code? Time limit exceeded. You have probably not implemented the most efficient algorithm for this problem, or perhaps have an infinite loop somewhere. Test your loop invariants to ensure loop termination. Generate a large input instance and test locally the performance of your code. Runtime error. In general, this could be a division by zero, an access beyond the limits of an array, or a pop function on an empty stack. However, other situations can also generate this message, such as the use of assert in Java, which is often not accepted. The taciturn behavior of the judges nevertheless allows certain information to be gleaned from the instances. Here is a trick that was used during an ICPC, SWERC contest. In a problem concerning graphs, the statement indicated that the input consisted of connected graphs. One of the teams doubted this, and wrote a connectivity test. In the positive case, the program entered into an infinite loop, while in the negative case, it caused a division by zero. The error code generated by the judge, time limit exceeded runtime error, allowed the team to detect that certain graphs in the input were not connected.
Thanks for your time. Share it in your circle to help people search less and learn more. Stay tuned to the Vector Academy.